planning series. Today we're talking through what is called a Medicaid crisis planning case study. What happens when a loved one suddenly needs long-term nursing home care, and the family hasn't done any prior planning. In South Carolina, in this South Carolina story, a family was facing the very real threat of spending down nearly everything they owned unless they called us in the middle of the crisis. We were able to protect the family home and over $380,000 in assets. We're keeping every detail fully anonymized, but the facts are real and they show exactly what's possible even when you're already in crisis mode. Quick disclaimer, this is not legal advice. This is for educational purposes only. I am not your attorney. Most likely, I'm not even licensed in your state. Medicaid rules are complex and change often. Every situation is different. Always consult a licensed South Carolina elder law attorney immediately if long-term care is on the horizon. Results vary. All right, let's get into it. So, case background. Meet Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, not the real names. Mr. Thompson's 82 years old. He recently had a stroke and was admitted to a nursing home in Charleston County just about 6 weeks ago. The monthly cost, almost $9,800. Mrs. Thompson is 79 and still living in their paid-off family home. She was completely overwhelmed. Their combined assets at the time of admission, they had the family home valued at $420,000. They had $165,000 in savings and CDs, and they had $75,000 in an IRA, and then car and personal belongings on top of that. Medicaid told them that they would have to spend down to just $2,000 before they could qualify, meaning that they could lose the house, the savings, and almost everything they had worked for their entire lives. So what's the core problem here? Well, South Carolina Medicaid has a 5-year look-back period. Essentially what this means is the day you apply for Medicaid, they take a financial snapshot and see what you spent your money on over the course of the past 5 years. Any gift or transfer made in that window can delay eligibility for Medicaid. With no prior planning in place, the family was staring at a full spin down. And the biggest fears, which are legitimate fears in this case, one, losing the family home, the one thing Mrs. Thompson wanted to keep, depleting the retirement savings and leaving Miss Thompson with almost nothing, and then watching $380,000 disappear into nursing home costs in just a few months. This is the classic Medicaid crisis. You're already in the nursing home, the clock is ticking, and the state wants you to spend everything before they help pay. So the red flags here, the kind of issue spotting. One, no prior asset protection planning. If you can put a plan in place before someone is in a nursing home, this really is a situation where an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Sudden long-term care need, 5-year look-back period, and then risk of losing the family home and life savings. So client questions in our discussion and how we can help them out. So here are the questions we get in situations like this. Can we still protect the house? Yes. South Carolina's spousal protection and community spouse resource allowance let us shelter the home in a large portion of their savings so that the wife, Mrs. Thompson, can use them. Is it too late to do anything? Not at all. While proactive planning years earlier is ideal, crisis planning still works. We use a combination of spousal transfers, a Medicaid compliant annuity, and proper documentation to get them approved quickly. What if we had waited even longer? Every month of delay costs thousands. Acting within the first few weeks of admission made the difference between protecting $380,000 and losing most of it. So here's exactly what we just did in about 45 days. 1, immediate intake and full asset inventory. 2, use spousal protections to shelter the home and maximum allowable resources for Mrs. Thompson. Structured a Medicaid compliant annuity to convert countable assets into an income stream that doesn't count against eligibility. Properly documented all transfers and prepared and filed the Medicaid application. And we got approval. The nursing home bills are now covered by Medicaid, the house is protected, and the family kept over $380,000 in assets. Mrs. Thompson can stay in her home, and the family avoided the devastating spin down they were originally facing. So the 3 big lessons from this week's South Carolina Medicaid crisis case. Number 1, crisis planning still works. Even when long-term care has already started, there are still options available. Don't think you have to spend down everything before. Make sure you consult with an experienced elder law attorney first. Number 2, the family home is almost always protected for the healthy spouse if you act fast. And then every week you wait can cost between $8,000 and $10,000 in unnecessary spend down. Pro tip: if a loved one has entered or is about to enter a nursing home, call an elder law attorney the same week. The earlier in the crisis you act, the more you can protect. So that's today's real anonymized Medicaid crisis planning case study. It's proof that even in the middle of an emergency, smart planning can still save hundreds of thousands. Tomorrow we'll be back with either another probate, estate planning, or a Medicaid crisis planning study. If you have a specific situation or question, please send me a note. I'll be happy to address it in one of these case studies. And then final reminder, this is for educational purposes only. This is not legal advice. Medicaid rules are strict. Highly recommend working with an experienced elder law attorney. Have a